Hello, today is July 20th. It's Friday. It's been a while since I've done a video. As you can tell, my office looks a little bit different now that I've moved to Tabor. And I'm just going to get the microphone a little bit closer. That always helps, doesn't it? As I mentioned, I moved to Tabor, became pastor here on July 5th, so I'm 15 days into it. So far, so good. Some things to tackle, some things to work on. My office is, the house, I should say, is relatively unpacked and back to my what I was used to when I was living in Garrettson, and few updates. Just was down in Omaha for a few days to get some R&R. It was a busy spring, busy. Basically from the time I went on pilgrimage with Focus until moving, I have not really been away. So I took a couple days off to go down to Omaha, spent a couple days in a hotel, which is always kind of unique and different sounds and all that kind of stuff. But very good. Had some good meals. Saw some friends, saw some of our seminarians who are studying at IPF. Saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was entertaining nonetheless. And the cutscene, or the credit scene, kind of gives some perspective of where Ant-Man was during Infinity War, and kind of leaves us wondering what's going to happen to him. So I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but we can kind of guess where he might be. As you can tell, my books are arranged in a different way now. Behind, I did it again. Behind my shoulder over here, some of the ritual books that I have. I've got a few Roman missals. I love saying that, a Roman missal. Roman missal is just the book that the priest uses at the altar for the prayers, all those kinds of things. So I've got one in English, one in Spanish, and then two in Latin. The two the blue books above my shoulder there for the Masses for Mary. Those are in English, and then the red ones right next to it are in Latin. I came across those when I was in Rome, when I was a deacon, and so I picked those up. What else? The two Latin ones, one is the ordinary form of the Mass, which is the more common celebration of Mass that we see. And then the other is what's called the extraordinary form. It's the Mass that was prayed through 1962. And it's sometimes called the traditional Latin Mass or the Old Latin Mass. It is Mass. And I have been working on it to get up to speed to be able to celebrate Mass. The previous pastor in Tabor was celebrating the extraordinary form on Thursdays. So I'm working at that bit by bit, and it will be a growing process to get towards that. So I do look forward to being able to do that when the time comes. What else is going on? Putting new light bulbs in. Yeah. That was my iPad. Apologize for that. I forgot to knock the sound down. Things happen. I prefer brighter light in my office and generally in the house too. Time for coffee. My trusty Liturgical Institute mug made it with me. Nothing broke, which was a blessing in the move. What else is going on? Last night, got to have some hot dogs and meet some people. The businesses in Tabor host a night. It was supposed to be the night before on Wednesday, but we got a little rain. I was coming back from Yankton. I had to slow down to about 20 miles an hour because otherwise I probably would have been hydroplaning and launching myself into the ditch. So I didn't want to do that, and so they postponed it to last night. So I got to meet a few people, and I think it's the process that it takes for a new priest to get to know names. Names are really important. I know the names of, I would say, all of the priests in the diocese. mainly from working with for confirmations when I would visit with Bishop, but also it's a small enough group of guys to know them. Um, what else? Yeah. Still waking up, and I have been awake for a while, but coffee is the need there. What else? Hmm, that's about it. I had to make a trip back to Garrettson and Huntermer for a burial at Huntermer, and then marriage in Garrettson. I'm going to be going back to Sioux Falls on Monday. One of the difficult parts of moving to a smaller town is sometimes you don't have a bank available to you. Um, so there's not a bank branch that I've been using for the last 4 or 5 years or so. So I have to go find a new place, and we'll get there. Um, so Monday I have to close some of that stuff out or begin that process. And um, what else? I think that's about it. So I hope you are doing well wherever you may be, whoever watches this, and be sure to my prayers and just encourage you to pray for any marriages or anybody that's going through a difficult time. Um, Summer is usually a very blessed time of rest and relaxation, but any time of the year, things can be very difficult for some people, whether it's their health, whether it's their spiritual life, whether it's a combination of lots of things. So do pray for people who are hurting or struggling in any way, especially in their matters of faith. Hope you have a good day. May God bless your weekend and your family and those you love.